So at the end of the day, there's nothing much I can say about the WBC featherweight title or even the WBA World Super Welterweight title. They were fights, and that's all it is. It's the way it goes. So, yeah. Zhilei Zhang versus Joseph Parker, the WBO Interim World Heavyweight Championship. This is the interim title. It's not major. This is not a major title. It's an interim title. So it's not much of an interim because it's not major. Like, interim titles are a lot different than majors. So it doesn't make you a world champion. It's just interim, which means if you are an interim championship and let's just say Alexander vacates his WBO belt and if something crazy happens, that interim belt would be swept away by the fighter, and that fighter that had the interim belt will get the WBO belt. It actually happened to Hyun-Mi Choi back in 2013 when she won the WBA women's interim super featherweight belt. Only months later, another woman that had the belt vacated it, and in October of 2013, Hyun-Mi Choi got the belt. She won it outside of the ring because of her interim. So depending on that, it's nothing much. But yeah, I know it's a confusing thing, actually. But yeah. So, guys, this fight was more surprising. Like, guys, this has to be the greatest prediction I've ever had in my life. This has to be the greatest prediction I've ever done. And I'm actually happy that I got 100% of it right. Like, there were some shocking moments that really got me because I wasn't expecting the fight. Like, I was expecting the fight to go 12 rounds. I was expecting Joseph Parker to finish it stronger at the end. I knew that. Like, I knew halfway he was going to do a good job. But seeing how Zhilei came back in force in some rounds later on were surprising. Even though Zhilei Zhang wasn't landing punches, he wasn't, even the punches he was landing, it was just power punches. Like, he was trying to go for a huge disparity. The thing is, guys, when I see Joseph Parker, he's like the kryptonite of a superhero. Just because you knock him out, he's going to get back up. That's what I love about Joseph Parker. I love him so much as a friend, a fan, because he's like a kryptonite superhero. You knock him out, there's nothing you can say. You can't do nothing about it. Now, people online have been saying that Joseph Parker won every single round, and this is the same thing as the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 1 fight. Like I said before, guys, Deontay Wilder, I don't think he won the fight. He never had a chance. Yes, he would have won the fight, and it almost cost Tyson Fury his shot when he was knocked down in the 12th round. But yeah, again, there were times that I saw Deontay Wilder maybe winning round 2, maybe round 1, maybe, and then he would have won one round 7, and which were the 2 non-knockout rounds if you count round 9 and round 12, and I gave it 114 to 112. This is the same thing I'm looking at here for Zhilei Zhang. Like, this fight was so close in disparity, I can't even see the judges' scorecards because I don't know what rounds they scored, which says on BoxRec. But yeah, here it is. Zhilei Zhang starts off really strong. The fight was pretty on. Like, the first round went pretty good. Zhilei Zhang throws it greatly. The fight was close in round 2, but Zhilei Zhang put a lot of effort into it. Like I said before, if you can survive the first few rounds with Zhilei Zhang, you'll have no problem. And Joe Joyce, the more rounds that we're coming to when we get to round 1 and round 2, Joseph Parker is going to get better and better later in the rounds. And it seemed like he had a good shot in getting Zhilei Zhang in round 3 until Zhang got him in a knockout. Now, it was a great punch. I wouldn't say it was a power punch, but it did kind of stung away Joseph Parker. But Joseph Parker recovered, stayed away as best he could in that round. So at this moment, we had 3 scoring rounds. And Zhilei Zhang, if he can just win a few good rounds, he can have a chance to win. Joseph Parker had it. And when I saw him win through round 4 and round 5 and round 6 with ease, it was... oh, my head was shaking so much. It's still shaking right now. But yeah, I knew that Joseph Parker had it. I knew he had it from the start. I knew, don't get me wrong, Zhilei Zhang put in a lot bigger effort than Deontay Wilder did to Joseph. But Zhilei was doing better than Deontay. So he was winning rounds. But that energy and his focus, and due to his age and his weight and the dehydration he had in his Jerry Forrest fight might still be haunting him. But when you see it, he was putting in an okay effort. There were times that he was throwing good punches at Joseph, but the thing was he wasn't landing them as properly. Like, they were getting even on punches, but it wasn't that simply hard. It was hard enough. So in the first 6 rounds, even. Like Zhang is still winning by 1 point due to the knockout. But then we get to round 7, and it was a close round. Round 7 could be a Zhilei Zhang round. It could be. It almost looked like Zhilei Zhang might have won that round. But Joseph Parker, in my opinion, kind of got round 7. I'm sure he got round 7. To be honest, Zhilei Zhang might have won the round. Just might. Keep that in mind. In round 8, on the other hand, he threw an interesting couple punches, back Joseph in the ropes, and he's down for a second time. Now, I knew in my heart of heart, I thought to myself, oh no, Zhilei might have won 5 rounds. 2 of them are knockouts. And if Joseph doesn't win these final rounds, even if he does, this fight might end in a draw. And that's what I was thinking of. I had a feeling this fight might end in a draw if Joseph wins these final rounds. He gets to round 9, round 10, round 11, and round 12. He obliterated, he clean swept the last 4 rounds. And at that moment, I gave my final score 114 to 112. It would be 113 to 113. I'm just saying, it could be. He threw in everything. Joseph Parker found his marks. He found everything. He survived 2 knockouts. And when I saw that round 8 knockout, I just got scared thinking, oh no, we're going to see another draw. I was like thinking to myself, God, this is going to be controversial again. I just know it. But it didn't happen. Like, one judge came over. Steve Gray gave my score, 114 to 112 for Parker, while Zoltan had it 113 even. Patrick Morley had it 115 to 111, so he gave Zhilei Zhang 3 rounds, which goes to show you that he might have gave Zhilei Zhang round 1 and round 3 and 8 for the knockouts and round 1 for 10-9, which that could be possible. That could be possible because everyone online are saying that Joseph won every round, including knockouts. It's like, I just think people hate Chinese people. I just think they just don't want to see a Chinese heavyweight champion. I'm not trying to be hateful to that. I just think that's why people online are just giving crap to Zhilei Zhang. Don't get me wrong, he's Chinese, but do you really think Zhilei Zhang won none of the non-knockout rounds? Are you sure he never won round 1 or round 2? Yet again, he might have won round 7, just saying, but yet again, Joseph Parker kind of won that round, but yet again, some of the judges might have gave it to him, just like Zoltan did. It was like, there were some close rounds that Zhilei might have drawn the fight. So, but yeah, yet again, Joseph survived 2 knockouts. And even though Zhilei Zhang lost 2 fights in his career right now, he's still a scary little quantity. Because, guys, like I said before, I said in my last video, the last time these 2 fought against each other was in 2011 in the amateur tournaments, in the AIBA tournaments. And Zhilei defeated Joseph Parker 15-7. 13 years later in the future, Joseph got his win and he defeated Zhilei Zhang in a professional fight. That right there is history. So when you look at it from that perspective, it was actually a pretty interesting fight. It was pretty great. And Joseph Parker, considering I put my money on him, this had to be one of the greatest predictions I've ever achieved. This has to be, like, I'm really happy and satisfied with my prediction here, saying that Joseph Parker would win this fight as long as he can survive Zhilei Zhang's early attacks in the first rounds, which I knew Zhilei Zhang had, and it's great he did. Because if you have to take on Zhilei Zhang, you got to make sure he's going to attack early, because if you don't survive the first few rounds, it's going to be a possibility that he might come out and hurt you, as long as he doesn't damage your eye or anything, just like Zhilei Zhang did to Joe Joyce. So, yet again, I am satisfied with this fight, and I give this fight an 8 out of 10. This is like a 4-star match, and it was a dominated fight, but it did show some interesting moments. It really scared me to the point, because I thought Zhilei Zhang had him, and he did, and he almost got him. So, congratulations, Joseph Parker. And Joey Zhang, you did good. It was a close fight, and I think you're still a good contender considering he's past his prime, but it's good. It's good. These two got over really good. It's good.